everyone, and welcome back. It's time to head to the tent. Well, it's a couple of minutes before 7 o'clock in the morning. It's a balmy 3 degrees below 0 Fahrenheit. People have asked on Facebook page, you know, when is the winter trip? Isn't this way later than usual? And this year is about 1 week later than I did it last year. And this winter has just drug on. I mean, look at all the snow we have. We're supposed to get another, actually when we're up at the tent, they're predicting 3 or 6 inches. Here they're predicting 6 inches. And then in 4 or 5 days, we're supposed to get another 10 or 12. It's just really dragging on, so it didn't seem like, I mean, the lakes are still making ice right now at 3 degrees below 0. It's that time of year when you're driving east, that sun gets you right in the face. Lake Superior looks cold this morning. I'm really hoping that there's not a lot of snow on the ice like it was when last time when I went up for the tent winter check. They've had some days up, you know, they've got up to 40 degrees up here, so, but they've also got more snow. But I'm hoping that the lake crossing will be fairly easy. All filled up with diesel. Went in and got a couple of bottles of water because everything's going to be frozen up at the tent. That's it. I don't have to stop for any groceries. I grab stuff from home. I was going to bring the tan truck up here, Old Reliable, but last week it sprung a tiny little hole in the brake line on the right side rear tire, and I have to get that replaced, or I'll have to replace that. And didn't have any time, and with the King Ranch, with the snow coming, Melissa drives that when it's bad weather because it has 4-wheel drive. And I had dug this one out because about a week and a half ago, Melissa and I bought a Ice Castle wheelhouse. So I had to use this to pull that home. It was about a 2.5 hour drive. It's a chilly one out this morning. You know the drill. 3/4 of a mile to go. Rabbit tracks. Every year, I don't know if you can see it, right here there's an indent in the snow and there's a spring underneath there, so there's open water right there, so I always steer clear of that. Usually there's one a little bit closer to the tent also, but that one's almost always there. Don't know if you can see it, but there's the folks' cabin. A couple of wolves went through here. I saw rabbit tracks. I saw a set of probably fox tracks. Otherwise, all I'm seeing is wolf tracks. Well, I can see the corner of the tent over there, where you see these low spots in the snow, and there's one right there. I don't like that. That tells me there was probably open water there. And I can see where the beavers have been. So it could just be beavers making a trail, but I can see where they've been chewing on that, and you can see where their tail is dragging. So I'm gonna go over here, go up on land, and then come over there and head for the tent. You can see where their tails have been dragging along here. This is a long winter for them. They're probably getting kind of hungry with their supply they have underwater. Oh, yeah, see that hole? It's frozen right now, but that's one of the ways they've been coming up. Almost there. Not time to use the fishing pole yet. That snow is really deep. I mean, look at the boat, completely under. But it's hard on top, which is nice. It's going to be cold the morning I leave also, I think, so I should be able to just ride on top. But for right now, that's a lot of snow. Look at that. When Zachary was up here right after I was, he had this whole thing shoveled out. I was kind of hoping that, you know, it would still be partially shoveled out. Definitely more snow than when I was up here last time. I mean, look at that. It's almost as tall as the barbecue right there. And if you look right here, now you're sitting on the front porch. That snow is higher. Well, we have 14.5 degrees in here and 15.4 outside. I guess that means we need to start the stove. When Zach was up here last time, he must have cleaned out the stove because it's nice now. Usually I have to clean that out. It looks good. Well, the most important path has been shoveled. Well, it's already 11:45. It's almost time to cook some lunch, I guess. In this bag here, I've got camera batteries and chargers. A whole separate camera and chargers. This is my handy cam, but I usually bring that along just in case. This is a charger for my phone in case we didn't have power here. Spinach, seasoned cabbage, mushroom pieces and stems. I just grab stuff off the shelf at home. 3 potatoes and an onion. Some hamburger buns. That's about it. Another phone charger. Somebody sent me this pen, and when they sent it to me, they said it was for doing the journal. Don't know if you'll be able to see it, but it has the picture of the tent on the front of it. It's a nice pen. The whole time when I got this, it was like, I gotta remember to bring that up. I gotta remember to bring that up. So that's gonna sit right there. In this bag, I just got 1 change of clothes. And I brought up my laptop. My other phone, a brush. That's about it. Another pair of long johns, socks. That's it for that one. It's warming up in here pretty good. Still cold down by my feet, but up here it's pretty warm. No progress on the cooking oil yet. No, I started the gas grill out there. Turn the heating blankets up on here, each side up to 6. It does help heat up this room eventually.
You're calling it. Wait.
I'm going to have me some lunch, a couple of burgers, some chips, chewy dip bars, and some very slushy milk. It froze up somewhat on the way across. I got the trail shoveled out to the fire pit. It's weird because some of this, like you see right here, you probably can't, but it's hard, and then it dropped down. And then it's soft and through here, so I'm close to the ground, then it jumped up again and it was hard. Right here is this little bit of a sinkhole, you gotta be careful there. And then right here I shoveled up to the fire ring. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be having a fire or not. Kind of all depends on that storm that's coming tomorrow. It seems to keep getting bigger. But at least I have this done. A question that I get quite a bit for people that haven't watched the videos for years and years is if the wood stove in the outhouse, if I ever use it or if it works, and it does, so let's fire it up. I don't think I've burned it at all this year, or last fall, not this year of course, but I mean like last fall during deer hunting and stuff. So according to my little thermometer on the wall, it's 11 degrees in here only. And give that about a half hour or so to heat up in here. This whole front part, it's all insulated except for the floor. It gets really nice in here. Usually I only fire that up if my daughters are up here or any females, you know, then we'll fire it up and get it toasty in here. I'm uploading the video on the new fish house that Melissa and I got right now using the mobile hotspot. We'll give that outhouse a half hour or so, we'll go check it again. Melissa should be calling me pretty soon here, and I usually talk to her on her ride home from work. It's been about 45 minutes. I just got done talking to Melissa on her way home. Let's go check the outhouse. It's definitely toasty in here. Let's see what it says. Let's see. There, you can see it right there. 79, is it? It's nice. And that's just a screened opening right there, so there's always airflow in here. It's really surprising because Zach and I made that. He couldn't have, it had to be when the channel first started. I mean, he couldn't have been more than, I don't know. I can remember doing it. And welded that thing together with a little stick welder, a little 110 one. Made the door and drilled those holes and put that bolt on and everything, and it's surprising how controllable it really is.
Returning Friday afternoon into Saturday morning, but that looks like it's going to stay mostly to the south. Friday will be very windy. If there's any travel issues, likely going to happen.
I just watched the weather. You saw that on my computer. I just streamed it from home, not from up here. And, you know, there's just snow. I mean, tomorrow, 4 inches are falling. The next day, 3 inches are falling. Then we have a day off, and then there's a ½ inch falling, so not much. So actually we have like 3 days off. And then we have 7 inches coming, and then the next day 4 inches, so 12 inches. So if all of this came true, which it never does, that would be 7.5 and 12. 19.5 inches in 6 days. Winter is really holding on. Let's see what it is for up here. 2 inches tomorrow, 3/10 of an inch Friday, 1 inch Sunday, and they're getting 7 and 7, so 14 inches up here. Wow. Yep, I tell you, I tapped the maple trees and nothing is flowing yet, and I think it's going to be a while. I finally could take off my yellow pullover. Actually, I could have a while ago, but it's nice and warm in here now. I think what I'm going to do is just like cut this in half and just cook one side. We can always cook the other side later, but I mean, it's a ham. It's not like it's not already cooked. So I've got the piece of ham on top and the potato right there on the bottom. I guess that fan doesn't like it up there. I don't think it's going to get much heat right there either, but see what happens. I wonder if Zachary rode in this when he was up here last time. No, because he was here right after I was. So last time I was here doing the tent winter check, it was January 17th. And yeah, so 2.5 months. And when I left it was 29.7 outside. Yeah, it's the warmest I just wonder how warm it did get today. It got to 27.1 today. There's more snow on the ground now than there was then, too. My new pen. Well, I finished filling out the journal up until now. Took this page, and that much of that page to get caught up. And I'll probably fill this one up and tomorrow we'll start there. I used my hotspot on my phone and uploaded the fish house, bringing home the wheelhouse. Now let's take a tour. That video and that will go up on tomorrow at 5 o'clock. And then 3 days later, I have the farmhouse tapping the maple trees going up also at 5 o'clock. So, a couple of videos there. I talked to Melissa on the phone. She's having trouble with the black diesel. First of all, her truck, her white one she drove today, has, she said it sounded like a jet plane when she's driving it. So, one of two things happen. Either there's a wheel bearing that's out. She said she thinks it's the front passenger side, I believe. Which, you know, you never know, could be either side. Or one of the brake shoes went down even though it wasn't squeaking, and that metal got chunked in there, and that's grinding. And then she normally would have taken the black truck because that's what she was going to take this morning because they didn't know when, you know, the snow was coming or anything. And I started it yesterday, moved it a little bit, just so, because my dad was using the workshop so that he could loop around and get out. And I shut it off, and I guess I should have let it run longer, but I didn't. She went out there this morning and turned it on so that it heated up, you know, the little coil went off, turned it over, it turned over for a while, and then just abruptly stopped. It didn't get slow like the battery's going dead. It just stopped. And she said she goes out there. I told her, well, now she put a battery charger on it tonight. And I said, you know, plug it in, which, you know, it's, I don't know what it is there. It's 19.4 here, so it can't hurt to plug it in. You know, the motor so it heats it up. Anyway, she said when she turns the key forward, though, you know, the ding goes off good. The dome light is strong. It's not like it has a bad battery. And I just put both of those batteries in earlier this year, so they should be absolutely fine. There has been zero problem with that truck. And now this. So there she is with two vehicles now that are untrustworthy. And then maybe the diesel will start later. I told her to go in there. She already went in there and tried to put it in park, neutral, park, to make sure there wasn't anything there. I said try to move the steering wheel, even though that truck never has that kind of trouble. My tan truck does with the shifter. You got to like shift it up harder now after they put the new tranny in it. And that one, of course, has the leaky brake line. So I told her, if worst comes to worst, I'll leave tomorrow afternoon, or I said I could leave in the morning, but she said there's no reason to do that. Otherwise, I will stay through tomorrow night. But yeah, of all the times for all of this crap to happen is, of course, when I'm not at home. Need to turn that up a little bit. I don't smell any ham cooking, and it's only 74.8 in here. Earlier, it said it was 86, so that feels comfortable down here. Just because it's 86 up this high doesn't mean that it's that warm on the bottom. It's better when I have the fan going, but when I'm filming like this, I like to try to keep the fans more down because I know they can overpower the sound on the video. I move that oven back so it's right against the chimney. It gives you the most amount of heat. It's getting it from the bottom and from the back. I put in The Day the Earth Stood Still with Keanu Reeves, but even though it's going in the background, I'm just not in the mood for that. That's the hardest thing up here. I got so many videos, but it all depends on what you're in the mood for. And a lot of times, I can't figure that out. The Outlaw Josie Wales, Tarzan, Australia. That's an awesome movie. I haven't watched that one in a while. That's a good one you can just leave go in the background. The only thing is I think that this DVD might skip. I've got all the Planet of the Apes. Well, I have to say it smells pretty darn good in here now. Check that potato. Oh yeah, that's ready. Let's see. That looks pretty nice and warm too. Out of plastic forks in my drawer here. I know I've got these are the kind I like. I'm almost out of canned butter. We have a bunch more of these on the shelf down the basement. I need to remember to bring some up here. It just does nothing. It's got to be something like you said.
It does nothing, man.
Doesn't even try to turn over.
Nope. It's not the alternator, I don't think.
No, because once you put the
I think
once you put the charger on it, it would have at least attempted to start then.
Oh, yeah.
And you have it plugged in?
It's plugged in.
Huh.
See?
Yep, I see it. I don't know what to say. It's got to be something to do with that starter.
It has to be. It has to be.
Is the charger still on it?
No, I unplugged it.
Okay.
I took it off of the battery and I unplugged it.
Okay.
Hold on. All right.
Well, the old black truck will not start. I don't know if it's it's got to be something to do with the starter. I mean, I just don't know. There is tonight's tent dinner. Okay, everyone, well, it's 10:35 at night. Time for me to go to bed. Talked to Zachary tonight, Melissa tonight. The sheriff tried to call me tonight, and I didn't answer because I didn't know what number it was. Then my dad called me and told me that the sheriff was trying to get a hold of me. So I called the sheriff, and where I'm parked, they wanted to make sure that I was okay. I didn't come in here and couldn't get out. So that was real nice. I have all respect in the world for law enforcement. So everything was good, and he said to have a great time. Time for bed. Good morning, everybody. Woke up at about just a few minutes after 4. It was chilly in here then, so I put wood in the wood stove, and now I just came out and put a little bit more in there. Earlier, this thing was working for outside. The one in the bedroom says it's 3.3 below right now. Nice clear skies this morning. You never know there's a snowstorm coming.
But pleasant weather overall. We'll see those clouds increase. This afternoon won't be bad at all, but then we have that snow starting to enter. Stronger snowfall expected. So Friday night into Saturday, that's when we're getting it round 2 with, again, a heavier band forming.
I think we'll run over and check the folks' place out. It's supposed to be get to 35 today, and that snow is going to get soft. It'll be hard on top right now. A lot easier to walk on with the snowshoes. I think the easiest way to do this is to put the snowshoes on in the front, walk over by the outhouse where the snow goes down, and then go that way to head down the driveway, because trying to get over this hump with snowshoes on I've done it many times, but that's a pretty tall hump to get over. Just jumped a rough grouse. Let's go see if we can see its tracks. It probably just flew in and was sitting. It took off right from that branch right there. Yeah, I don't see anything else. I see we have a tree down over the tent driveway. Got some rabbit tracks there. And then we got the ski trail. Just a one-laner. A lot of times it's 2 lanes, but this is late in the season. I can remember times at this time of year you could pretty much drive in. Not this year. The wolves are running that trail also. That's a lot of snow up there. On that left side, that's at least 30 inches. It's funny because over on the workshop, the side that the sun hits in the afternoon, all the snow has slid off now. Just texting with my dad. The snow is twice as high as this porch is off the ground. He said he worries about this porch roof right here, but it's holding up just fine. Not getting into the outhouse yet, that's for sure. At least if a guy wanted to barbecue over here, you can get to his grill. It'd take me a lot of shoveling to get that far over at the tent. Everything looks good in here. He wanted me to look around for any mouse sign. The way I am with squirrels over there is how he is with mice. Absolutely hates them. Sets traps all the time for them. Gets the sticky traps and loses the traps and then has to look for them all over. Looks pretty good to me. Looks like it's a balmy 15 degrees Fahrenheit in here. You can see that. There we go. Hey, everything looks good. I guess I should go check the workshop just to make sure nothing happened in there with all this snow. Last time I checked it was January 16th at 2:22 p.m. and it was 23 degrees in here. Now it's 9:16 in the morning and it's 15 degrees in here. Yeah, there's no way that roof is going anywhere with snow or no snow. Pretty high on that back window though. We've got that little lean-to roof back there. Let me turn a light on in here. That's a little bit better. Oh, let's head back to the tent. My fingers are getting a little chilly. Wind is picking up. It's ridiculous how deep the snow is. In this spot right here, if I were to dig down, I bet you there's 4 feet of snow right here. Because the ground does not hump up like this. It must have just kind of drifted in, coming down through the trees or something, but that's a lot of snow. You know what I haven't seen at all yet is the birds. I mean, sure, I brought up extra hamburger buns in case they come around, but they have not found me this time. What an awesome day. Oh. Warm up for a few minutes and I might walk across the lake over to that campsite where Zach stays. I'd like to see how much snow is up on that hill. I can see it from here, but walking on the lake is easy. It wasn't bad today at all, but you do sink in, especially where the sun doesn't hit much, where all the trees are along the driveway. I get the question every time when I do a tent video, how do I get internet up here? And I get pretty good Verizon service up here, and I just turn on my mobile hotspot, and that's how I get my internet on my computer. Just sent a bunch of pictures over to my dad of his cabin. Messaging with Melissa. I'm looking at this weather. I'm debating whether to go home this afternoon or tomorrow morning. And it's because of this storm that's coming. We're definitely in... The problem is that we're gonna get 4 to 5 inches of snow, which isn't the problem, but this circled area, which is right where the house is the greatest chance for freezing rain and wintry mix, which means the roads are going to be like a skating rink. And the ice accumulation comes all the way up. We live right about in here. And I just worry because Melissa's there with no four-wheel drive truck. And I have to drive through it. That round 2 storm doesn't look like much for us, but... So I'm debating it. I may take off this afternoon after lunch and head back, just because, man, driving that would totally suck, especially with the white truck. And I just worry that Melissa just has a 2-wheel drive truck, so... I think right about here is where that fire grate is. There's a log that sits across over there. I was thinking yesterday it'd be kind of neat to come out here and cook up some lunch on this fire grate, but I don't even know where you'd start digging for it. Gets deep pretty fast here on the sunny side. What a great day. Hard to believe there's a storm coming. In 6 weeks, that narrows right there is where my favorite place to fish. Hopefully we can get a boat in there. I think we'll head back to the tent, get things cleaned up, and have some lunch, and then I think I will head out. That storm's coming in this afternoon. It's supposed to get up to like 35 degrees. It's going to make it tougher to cross the lake because this top snow is going to get soft. Might even come back up here in a couple weeks, see if Zach can come up. It's not like we're not going to be able to cross the lake to get in. Not the best tent lunch, but it looks pretty good to me.
Time we get close to him, he had his rocks make him pretty mad. And that ain't the worst, though. Every time he gives us the slip, he writes to all the newspapers and tells us.
Well, I guess it's time to quit lollygagging. It's so nice out there, I do not want to leave, but I know what it's going to be like. Actually, this computer is getting old. If you don't shut it off with a full shutdown, sometimes the fan will run and I'll get home and it'll be really hot. Okay everyone, well thanks a lot for watching. A little bit shorter of a trip than I expected, but I certainly got everything done that I wanted to except cooking that pork steak on the fire. So I'll put this jacket on, but I can tell you right now it's going to come off partway across the leg. 30.2 degrees. We might still float on top. I will see you guys on the next video.